It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a bottle of Augustiner Dunkel to show you. Very, very excited by this beer. There's a look at the glass. Let me get my mug. I'm going to go with a classic mug. It's from Dartmoor Brewery. It's a different style of mug for this beer review. The beer's coming in at 5.6% ABV. It's Munich beer, one of the top Munich breweries. This one. There's the bottle cap. I've got fond memories of this beer because I had it recently. I'll tell you all about that in a moment, but first and foremost, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. I'm not sure if we're going to get all of this in the pint mug, but we can sip away at that lovely head and pour the rest in later on. Oh, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. What am I worrying about? So Augustiner produced probably some of Germany's best beers. That is, of course, my own personal opinion of the brewery. You might have your own personal opinion of what is the best or one of the best German beers. I certainly think Augustiner are right up there. This is a look at their Dunkel. It's a very thin, one finger white head, slightly off white head, good levels of carbonation. It's a chestnutty coloured beer that's clear. There's no sediment in here whatsoever. The head has dissipated quite quickly. Maybe I would have liked a little bit more of a head on the beer, but hey ho, let's get the aroma. Yes, I mean, I just reviewed some really poor British regional brewery supermarket beer. You might have seen the video. I might have not even posted it yet. Three of the beers, they were all £1.50 each, and the beer was just, it was really poor quality. One of the beers from Black Sheep Brewery was the Blitzen was quite good. The other two were really poor beers. So just to stick my nose into some German lager then. Dunkel Dark Lager. It's just a different quality, different class. It gives you that kind of lager malt aroma, but at the same time, there's a bit of that kind of darker malt in there. It's a bit biscuity and bready. Slight yeast, lager yeast on the aroma. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh, superb. Stone the Crows. Stone the Crows, what a beer. It's just beautiful. The quality of the malt, that biscuity nuttiness that comes through on the beer is terrific. The beers that I just reviewed from the British Morrison supermarket were full of sweetness and syrups and awful, terrible, apart from the Blitzen, which had some roasted malt in there from Black Sheep. The other two they were shockingly bad beer. One called Rosy Nosy, the other one was called, I thought it was a Green King thing, Santa's Rudolph's Rockin' or some blooming thing. It was just shocking. It just proves to me that in the UK, we need a purity law. We need a purity law, I'm pretty sure. Okay, if you want to produce fruit beers and all these other wonderful things, then that's great. That's wonderful. But class it as something else. These modern fruit beers, modern sour beers, class it as something else. Because some of these beers that I've reviewed from the supermarket just literally now, them 3 beers, they might have looked very similar to this. But the tasting this beer compared to those beers, this is just fantastic. It's got a fantastic creamy rich mouthfeel. It's biscuity, it's bready, it's nutty. There's layers of flavour, layer upon layer upon layer upon layer of flavour. There's a bit of caramel malt coming through. There's a hint of smokiness coming through. You get that hint of kind of lager malt coming through. You get that hint of lager yeast coming through. Fabulous, fabulous beer. And I picked it up. Some of you might remember my Cowbridge video. The beers and pubs and bars of Cowbridge and Lantwick Major. Well, I finished the pubs in Cowbridge and I had to get to Lantwick Major, and this was always going to be it's why it took me so long to do these pubs. It's been on my mind for years, but I never got round to it because it was such a logistical nightmare. But I had to go through Bridgend to get to Lantwick Major. It was quicker and easier to do it that way. Whilst I was in Bridgend, I had 40 minutes to wait for my train. So right next to the train station is a place called Nearest Beer Shop in Bridgend. And lo and behold, I went in, I looked at the beers. Now they wanted £4.50 a pint in a pub called the Railway. I dodged that. I went to Nearest Beer Shop, and I think I picked this up for £4. But I picked up 2 bottles. I picked myself up a train beer of Augustiner Dunkel, and I drank that on the train. You might have seen that part of the video. And I bought the second bottle for right now for review, and I'm so glad I did. It's just got this lovely chestnutty, biscuity, nutty wonderfulness about it. It's just beautiful. The drinkability is great. I could say for 5.6% ABV, the alcohol is very hidden. I'd like to buy 3, 4, maybe even 5 bottles of this and just have an out. What did I do last night? I watched the snooker last night on the television. This is ideal. Sunday night, watching the snooker. It was the Champion of Champions final. Mark Williams beat the Chinese player there. And it was a good evening, but I can imagine, having tucking away a few Augustiner Dunkels while I was watching the snooker. Just absolutely perfect. It's a great beer. I'm going to rate it. If you can find that Augustiner lager, I'm not sure if it's called Augustiner Hells, maybe Augustiner well, this is the Augustiner Dunkel. Augustiner Pilsner, maybe Augustiner lager. Find that, drink that. That's brilliant too. But this is great. Hops, malt, yeast and water. That's the 4 ingredients that comprise of the Reinheitsgebot, the German purity law. Any more ingredients than 4 ingredients, you're not allowed to call it beer in Germany. And I think we need to follow suit in the UK, because adding syrups to beer and giving people headaches is not the way to go about things. Rating for this great German Dunkel by Augustiner, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Absolutely fantastic beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.